Hi, Sakina. How are you doing today?
Hi, Naz. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for inviting me for the session.
It's a pleasure. So, tell us a little bit about yourself so that our audience know who you are, what are you doing right now.
Okay. I'm a fourth year PhD student in computer science at University of Ottawa in Canada. My research area is using LLMs and specifically code models for detection and repair of flaky tests. That is a very big problem in regression testing. Other than that, I'm also working on specifically now I'm focusing on code generation as well, specifically test code generation and repair using LLM. So this is the core of my research.
That is something really
And
interesting because I am a software engineer and like every day we have like flaky tests, fail tests, which is like a big problem for our build. So yeah, that is something really interesting.
oh, here we go. So I got like a real time
Yeah, real-time
like kind of
examples and
valid.
motivation.
Exactly. So that's why I'm doing this research to help the developers all around, and specifically for scales, large scale systems where it's very difficult and very costly to fix these flaky tests because a developer has to rerun them multiple times, and then to realize that it's flaky or not. So my research is to repair and to detect these flaky tests without rerunning them. And then with these new code models, we are trying to repair them as well, using these models to support developers, to aid developers in their repairing tasks.
Nice. So, I know that you have done our internship at Microsoft. So, I guess today our audience are really eager to know about that because I think most of them are students and I guess they're also looking for internships. So, can you please tell us that a little bit about yourself, how your background or your work actually lead up to the Microsoft internship?
Oh, well, yeah, I think this is because I mean I understand because I was in the same shoes 2 years back when I was applying for internships, and I was so what in general before talk about like how I landed an internship at Microsoft, I will say like in generally the process of applying for the internships. So
Mm-hmm.
what I did, like for example, in my second year of my PhD, I knew when I finished one of the project, I had a publication in one of the top tier journal called the Transactions of Software Engineering.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a very renowned journal, and it's very hard to get published in that journal. But like I had that paper, and that was on the use of LLMs for software verification, specifically for flaky test detection. So I had something, and I know that this is my area of research, and I'm based on that. I made like I had like I remember I had an Excel sheet, and where I was writing, okay, this company, and then for this research position, they are working for this project, and how it is relevant to my profile. So I was shortlisting. So it was not that I was applying everywhere. No, that was not the case because specifically maybe it's different for undergrads or masters,
Mm-hmm.
but specifically for research-based areas, you have to work in an area which is relevant to your research. Because I didn't want to just go for a software engineering internship, and if it's not relevant to my research, it's not going to add anything to my thesis or in general my research
Mm-hmm.
experience, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of shortlisted it. So for example, I had this big companies like Microsoft, Facebook, Google, right? Like all the ones like
Mm-hmm.
the main ones. And then other like a lot of very cool startups as well. But I was very much focused on the area of what they are working on. So I didn't
Like
apply
you
for I
really
was
wanted to like add the value of the internship to your thesis.
exactly. And I think that's also important because honestly there are a lot of a
Mm-hmm.
lot of internship positions out
Mm-hmm.
like currently. But
Mm-hmm.
you have to be careful that where you want to, well, what do you want to get from that internship, right? Because it's like a 3 or 4 months of your if you are a student, so it's like a 3 or 4 months of your degree,
Yeah,
So
it's a lot of
you should
time
not
that you're investing.
exactly. So it's a lot of time. It means you are pushing your graduation date and so many other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important. So for me, like I made a list. So I had a short, like I shortlisted, And then I started making my CV accordingly as well. So what I used to do, I used to read the descriptions for these positions, and in my CVs, I used to, tweak them with adding some keywords, or I used to, see how I can sell myself on each position, right? And then I
Mhm.
made a list, and then every day, like I was so passionate about it, like I was like I really was like, no, I wanted to get a position, right? In this 2023, I want to do an internship. So I was doing that. And then so of course the key thing, even if the position looks like too high, and then you think that, why would they select me? The key thing is to apply, and I applied
Yeah, you have
every
to
day,
take your
right?
chances.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna lose? Nothing, right?
Yeah,
But
yes.
if you don't apply, you
You
are
don't
losing your
know.
chance.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
don't
know,
know what
right?
can happen.
Exactly. And most of the times it's the imposter syndrome, right? I have it all the time, but still I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I will apply. And so that's the thing. I was shortlisting and applying. And the second thing what I started to do, and which really helped me, was I tried to started to network with the researchers as well. So I was reading people's work, and then I was like, okay, this person in the industry is working on this thing. This is relevant to my work. So what I did, I sometimes if I had their email address, send them an email, like in polite email, that this is your work, this is my work, and I think we can collaborate on something like that. So that's what I did, like on email as well, on then on the
LinkedIn?
LinkedIn as well, right? Really, like I did it on LinkedIn as well.
Hmm.
Most of the time you don't get a reply, right?
Yeah.
Because researchers are busy, and then they might not
Everyone
see
has
your
their
message.
work. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not that they're gonna ignore you, but maybe from 20, I got reply from 5. And at the end, you need one position. So even if you
Yeah.
get one meaningful or helpful reply from like one of the, the messages that you sent
Yeah.
to one of the, like, the one of these resources, that's it. That's what
Yeah,
you
like
needed.
I always say
So
that you just need one interview to go well. Just one. So,
exactly. Exactly. Because at the end, you cannot work at three positions.
yeah.
But I also think that it's also a number game. If like this is something I always say, even for applying for a scholarship or for a like internship or job, I
Hmm.
think it has a lot to do with the number game as well. The more you apply, the more you have the chances. So for example, you apply in 100 positions, and at the end you get the interview for three positions, right? But and then at the end you get offer from one. That's the one
Yeah.
offer you
Yeah.
you
And
needed, but you
then, and even then,
exactly.
if you have like more offers, you can like choose between which fits you well or which you're getting more benefits. As because like if you have more options, it's always better.
Exactly, you can negotiate, This is
Yeah.
something I didn't know before, right? But I learned this term from my colleagues, and then I was like, when if you have more positions, you can negotiate, and that's
Hmm.
because you can, oh, they are compensating me like this,
Yeah.
so you can do that as well. But so that's so the question that how I like what I did to get the
Hmm.
internship. So this was everything I did. And at the time when I was applying for the Microsoft as well, I
Hmm.
had like like a very strong uh kind of process already started for Google internship as well.
Oh,
But
nice.
like at the end, it was kind of they had to freeze the hiring, so it didn't
Oh,
proceed.
okay.
But I was talking with one of the researcher as well on that as
Oh.
well, like I mean, it didn't, yeah. So, and then when I got the like the offer from Microsoft, because it was very much relevant to what I was doing, and I really wanted, like, it was a dream for me to work there. So for me, like, I was, that was it. And yeah, so, and then I think one more thing is that when I applied, and then like because I also emailed one of the like my mentor who I work with, I
Mm-hmm.
actually had a conversation with him before about something like about data sets and something. And
Mm-hmm.
later when I realized that his team was hiring, I sent him an email, and I asked him that, if you have some position, I would love to collaborate. But
Okay, so your mentor was already working in Microsoft and your networking played
no,
well.
the mentor means the what I meant by mentor is the
Hmm.
mentor, the person at Microsoft during my internship,
Oh, awesome.
that
Okay.
mentor.
Uh-huh.
That person I kind of found on like like on LinkedIn, that this person was working on the field
Okay.
like that. It was not my like he was not my research advisor or something like
Oh, okay, okay. So you found him through your networking on LinkedIn. So that worked
that.
out.
Exactly, because And like and why I was able to have a conversation with him initially as well,
Mhm.
because my paper was published, so the paper got published, and the paper was of very good quality, and was very new, and like one very hot topic as well. So
Mhm.
obviously it gained attention as well
Yeah.
around from the
Because
researchers
the
as well.
person actually saw something in your work and then replied back to you.
Exactly. So my suggestion to students as well, that okay, you network and all that as well. That is important. You tweak your CV, the keywords, everything. You do that. But your work is also very important. What you are selling, it should be something. You should have something that you can stand on.
Yeah,
So that,
because
like,
like
because
when the
exactly.
person is like decides to mentor you, he have to see that what he's investing is good or not. So if he or she sees that yes, the work is really good, the student is working hard, and it has a great value, then it makes them interested.
Exactly. And then also, so then this is like one suggestion I would say, that at the
Mm-hmm.
time when you're applying, work on your profile as well, submit on good venues, work on quality, like, your work should speak quality, like, that it should have that. So if you are doing quality work, obviously, then you will get attention from the community as well.
Yes,
So yeah. So
that's
this is
nice,
this was the
Akina. That
process
was
of
very
applying.
inspiring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy if even one student gets, benefit from this, I will be really very happy.
Okay, that's awesome. So, did you find any challenges like while not like only for Microsoft, like when you are looking for internships, did you had any challenges or did you faced any like challenges as a woman when you're looking for internships?
Honestly, not as a woman, but obviously I got so many rejections, I cannot like, because I was applying a lot, so I was very desperate, I have this
Yeah,
something, like I have this habit, if I want something, I will, like, I cannot,
you
I
have
was
to
like,
get it.
I have to get it. So at that time when I was looking for internships during my second year of my PhD, I
Hmm.
was that desperate that in 2023 I want to do an internship. So this was my goal. And then I wanted to do in, like, these big research companies and teams,
Hmm.
right? Because so
Yeah.
I was so desperate and I was everywhere. Obviously, I was getting rejections there as well every day. So somehow, like, because I was applying a lot, obviously they want, not all of them
Yeah.
will take an offer. So every day, like, there was a one rejection, two rejection, three, and it's like sometimes when I was like, "Thank you for applying," so I knew what's going
Yeah,
on.
if you just read the first line, you get the point that yeah, okay, got
Yeah.
it.
So kind of I know, right? So
Yeah.
of course, and there were days when I felt so depressed. I was like, what I'm doing is so bad. Nobody wants me. Like, my profile is that bad, it means. And then of course I felt very demotivated working on my research as well. But then I
Mm-hmm.
used to tell myself, it's okay. I'm just having a bad day. That's fine. And then after 2 or 3 days, I would have started applying again. But I didn't give up.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the key that you didn't give up. Like
that
even
was the
how hard it
challenge.
is, you have to try, right?
I mean, of course, I'm being very honest. If I show somebody my inbox, it's full of rejections in general. So many
Oh,
rejections.
it was very brave that you say that. Like really.
Of course, like, I mean, people should, like, I think obviously everyone has, like, bad
Yeah.
days, and it's not
Yeah. And you
like
know when the
normal.
students are applying, they should know that yeah, there might be rejections, but there is hope too. And
Exactly. I mean, if you don't apply, obviously there is a chance of rejection, but there's a chance of acceptance as well. But if you
yes.
don't apply, there is no chance then.
Yeah.
Um,
So, do you have something specific to like advise the students that what they should like highlight in their resume? Because like industry is different from academia, right? When we are working for academia, we like write different things on resume. But if they're looking for industry positions, even if it's related to the research, is there something specific they should highlight?
I think one thing is the most important thing. And also, I'm very thankful to one of my colleagues. He shared a CV template with me. I'm really thankful to him. And then, like, actually, one of the researchers, senior researcher, at Apple. I was, I was having a conversation with him as well and about a collaboration, and he actually suggested me about a CV format. So I'm really thankful to him as well for that. Is that one-page CV?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then your CV, because as a student, like they don't want to see your a lot of volunteer experiences and all that. You are a vice president of
Mm-hmm.
design team and all that. Okay, keep one or two quality, but the focus should be your work because it's not like, it has to be for when I was applying for a research
Mm-hmm.
internship. So my main section was my research. Like this is my research area and these are my publications and all the experiences relevant to that. So let me actually quickly see as well, and then I think
Mm-hmm.
since you asked, I mean, so what my format was, because I'm a student and you're applying for a research like during a like, degree program,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
the first action was my education, then my work experience, and mostly I highlighted only the research experience, or I had an experience as a software engineer at IBM, so that experience because it's IBM, right? But
Yeah.
I removed all other internships and all that things before that. And then after that, it was my publications, right? Because this is very important. That's
Yeah.
how
And you had a good publication, so.
exactly. And then like if you have like other even reports as well, but something that is online and people can see, add it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I had a section of skills as well, where I added technical skills like, Python, Java, these kind of things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you can merge it into your you can merge it into your work experience as well if you have to, make it short.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a section of honors and awards, and then references, and then leadership and extracurricular. I I would say that I honors, reward, references you don't need, so you remove
Mm-hmm.
it because you have to
Yeah.
apply it, add it separately.
Yeah.
And then leadership and extracurricular, and then in honors and awards, you should squeeze it. So one page is ideal, maximum two. And then just what I think, I mean, don't add like, don't make it too flowery and all the colors and
Yeah.
all.
Just keep it
Uh,
simple.
Simple, easy to read, black and white, the things in symmetry, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Your work should speak for yourself. So it should be very neat,
Mm-hmm.
organized, and that's it. I mean, maybe like different people have different opinions on that, but if I'm a recruiter, if I personally like clean CVs, clean to the
Yeah.
point thing, and
Yeah,
that's it.
me too. Me too. So I always say just create a table, make it invisible and write thing just plain black and white. So yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
something.
you don't have time as well because they got a lot of applications, right?
Yes, and you have to like customize those CVs for like each company and each positions. So that's a lot of
Exactly.
work.
I mean, I would say what I'm gonna comment here is that it sounds, oh my God, it's a lot of work for each and every position. But once you get a hang of that, honestly, it's just like you're just quickly gonna change a few things because you know how to sell yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
maybe after you have to do it, it's a little bit hard for the first five applications, but after that, it's just a game. So just
Mm-hmm.
every night before going to sleep, you will apply for three positions, two positions. You will
Yeah.
find two people kind of, so this kind of you should make a routine that every night before going to sleep, I'm gonna do these changes in my CV, send it, and then the next day,
Yeah.
so
That's
I mean, it's a
awesome.
process, yeah.
So, we talked about the internship, but like I wanted to know how this internship added value in your career, like you did the internship and then you're back to your PhD. So what are the benefits that you get? How did it affect your like academic life?
So one thing is that like it was 3 months internship. And I went there and I was like my PhD supervisor. I'm really thankful to him as well. He was very supportive during the experience. And then the team I worked there with was amazing as well. Very supportive. Like, they because of course when I joined, obviously then the thing, oh, it's Microsoft, and like my colleagues as well, all were nerds and everything. So obviously the imposter syndrome, and I was like, why
Yeah.
I'm here? Did
I'm
they select
new. What's
me?
gonna happen?
Yeah, I think I don't belong here and everything, but everyone was so supportive and they really, boosted my confidence a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And coming back to your question that how it added value, I think what I learned, and this is something I noticed in myself, my presentation skills, they have improved a lot. Like I think there is a, as for me, I felt that there is a kind of 360-degree change at least, like, or 180 degrees, I would say. But there is a big change the way I present problem. So I learned this, like, how to present the problem and the solution very precisely, like in presentations. So I
Wow.
think that improved a lot. Like, yeah, I mean, even for 3 months, but because I used to see how people are presenting there. So
So you're
this was
learning from
um,
more experienced people.
exactly. So you see another students as well. They everyone has different style.
Yeah.
Because even for example, the first like there was a presentation I had to give after coming back from the internship, like about my research topic, like 2 months
Mm-hmm.
later.
Mm-hmm.
I presented, even I got this feedback from my own colleagues as well that wow, what happened to you? Like you changed the way
Wow.
you changed. So also because you get more confident as well about the your problem and how you are going to solve it. So that
Mm-hmm.
also reflects in your presentations.
That's awesome, Sakina. It was really nice to know your journey. I believe it will inspire a lot of students. Thank you so much for being here today with us. And yeah, we hope that we will see you soon in person.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks a lot for inviting me, and good luck for all the students who are listening to my like talk. And yeah, all the best. Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, bye.
Bye bye.